Mag on again. Late night rant. Now we go discuss this so-called code red right here for humanity. As you could see, UN basically come out with this right here, talking about their climate change report. We go get into it and break it down. Cause I already told the masses, you don't make nothing. You don't make cars. You don't have no chemical plants. You don't run none of those. Why is they talking about code red for humanity? You didn't have nothing to do with global warming. If it's there's such thing, it's a fucking hoax. We gonna get into that and break it down, and I'm gonna show you some things. Make it run.
A code red for humanity. Tonight we begin with the wake-up call from the United Nations on what they call the unequivocal impact humans are having on our planet.
You hear that? Humans, they're talking about the regular people. You never understand. They blame us for everything. We don't create nothing in this world. None of that. They're the one who do it, and now they're telling us about global warming. What the fuck they want us to do? It's a bullshit, people, and it's a big old agenda they got for the masses.
Once-in-a-decade climate report is out today, and with it comes a warning about what could happen if humans do not aggressively change.
You hear that? If humans don't aggressively change, what could happen? Wow.
It's the world's most expansive report yet into climate change, and there's no sugarcoating it. The UN report...
And don't worry about it. This shit that they show you right here is a fucking fake shit. That's what you need to understand. Nothing about global warming is real. All fake shit they give you.
Says at this point we are not able to stop global warming for at least 30 years. Essentially, a hotter future is already locked in.
You hear that? A hotter future is already locked in, people. And I already show you. They tell you China have a sun that 10 times hotter than the regular sun. They're the one who eating up the earth. And as far as these wildfire, they're the one who said it. And we go get into that. And I'm going to show you in a little bit. Make it run.
Extreme weather events like devastating fires, historic flooding, and extreme heat are all more common.
So all of that shit is the same global warming. Flooding, extreme cold, extreme hot. No, people, it's bullshit. It's 100% bullshit. When the time gets too cold, they say it's global warming. It is a hoax.
The report's authors are essentially sending the world's leaders up.
You see what they're showing you right here? None of the regular people who own this shit right here. It's the same world government that tell you about the global warming own them. What you think?
I know wake-up call, curb emissions and dramatically reduce consumption, or face a world that is
And one thing a lot of people don't understand, I keep telling you, I did a whole live show and show you about these cars. Why you think they're making them, people? They're the one who making more cars than human being. For what reason? You still have the 2019 car still on the lot ain't sell yet. And you still make a 2020 and then a 2021. Come on, people. They already start making 2022 cars. Why, people? How would they do that? Wow, you never understand. They're the one who doing it. And then they're going to blame it on the masses.
Mentally different. Around the world, fire crews are battling fires tonight on a nearly unprecedented scale.
Wow.
If seeing is believing, many are getting a first-hand look at a worse...
Seeing is believing, and the only place you're going to see it where? On the line-ass network, the news.
Case scenario for the future. But the report concludes there is still time to change.
It's time to
change.
Listen,
reports from Greece.
Listen, let's see.
Code red for humanity. A dire warning tonight from the United Nations about
our
planet's...
warning, people. The United Nations, the same fuckers who running the earth, people. What we got to do with it? Why they warning us? It's a scare tactics. Just wake up.
Sure. Scenes more reminiscent of horror movies now playing out right before our eyes.
Very, very problem. My island is on fire.
Wow.
This is Greece in 2021. Turkey, California, China, Germany. A brand new
They're the one who doing it, people. They make rain and everything. What you can't understand, they're doing it, people. What you can't get. They create the rain and they set fires. That's what you need to get.
Decade report from the UN is incredibly clear. We are altering our planet.
We are
the report detailing how climate change is making extreme weather worse in every region of the globe.
See it, people?
Hotter heat waves, heavier rain, more extreme droughts.
You hear that, people? How can you get heavy rain and then extreme drought? I must be the smartest man in the world. Why nobody can look in this shit? It's dumb, people. I don't care what you say. You have no brain if you believe them. Extreme drought, extreme flooded, and now you're gonna get extreme heat, and the last winter you get extreme cold. What a dumb shit caused by the same global warming. How you gonna correct that then? If everything in reverse is bullshit.
Infernos. You can hear the crackle of these flames. The fire.
You believe this, people? I don't know why the world gone dumb. You see this? And everybody mad at the mag for doing these videos. I can't help myself. It's too fucking stupid for people to slide by this. You believe that this is burning grass and bush right there and this fucker standing right in it? You gotta be stupid, people. Look, the whole place is burning. Do you understand what the heat gonna be like? It would have melt up this fucker right here in a mask. Have the mask on as well. How hot could it be, people? It's bullshit. How can you believe this shit? Standing in the middle of the hellfire and bringing you the news. The fucking cameraman there with equipment and everything. He can stand that heat and they're standing in it. Dumb on.
They're just ripping through
Dumb
the underbrush here. Look at that.
And how the fuck you get to walk in the fire? There's a tree burning down right there. It could fall on you. It is bullshit, people. Where you come from? It is trash. You can't believe TV. That's what sell you the fucking pandemic. Are you dumb?
Climbing up that
wow,
tree
look at it, she walking in the fire.
Oh
my goodness, I'm done. I'm done, people. Wow, look at this shit right here. Just a show for the people. That's fireman hose right there. Wow, that look like somebody watering their lawn, people. This is garbage. 100% trash. You see the bend in the hose? It show you that the water is not pumping that hard. Nobody's dumb over here. You see this? That's not a fireman hose. In one of the worst fire you ever see, you bring this? A lawn hose? Get out of here. Get out of here.
Here in Greece, the fire is touring the sky.
You see Greece right there? They're all a part of the fuckery. That's a big old cross right there, people. You see it? All of them is involved in the devil ideology.
Fire is touring the sky a bloodshot, ominous red, forcing residents out of the Greek island of Evia, making conditions all the more difficult for the crews desperately trying to help them to safety.
Wow, nothing but
my heart cries,
people.
I leave my family behind. The Greek wildfires have been raging for more than a week. Neighboring Turkey finally got most of
So you believe these people, they can make it rain, but they don't make it rain where the fucking fire at. Do you believe that, people? They don't make it rain where the drought at. Why not? Wow.
Fires under control after nearly 2 weeks, killing at least 8. And it's all across our globe. Extreme weather of seemingly biblical...
People, what you have to understand, flooding been going on forever. They can go back and tell you, oh, the last time we have a flood this big is in 18 such and such. And the global warming is still the same. It never changed. It give you the same kind of weather. Come on, people, it is bullshit. They can tell you that they can go back another year and tell you how hot it was back in the past, people. So if it's global warming from way back in the 1800s when you have the heat record, how the fuck it didn't get worse? This is bullshit. And even when they tell you about these so-called heat waves, they still tell you don't take the record yet, people. Don't be dumb.
Portions, now a painful new normal.
See?
Firefighters
New normal.
have been working in this area
You see,
just a
there
few
you
days
go.
ago.
There you go,
they've already
people.
moved
More
on.
people walking in the fire. It is garbage.
To other areas now. You can see obviously the fire is starting again here.
Of course, it's
There are
starting
at least
again. Look at this.
93 active wildfires burning
93s are called in.
in Siberia.
Look at this
Over
shit right here,
2.8
people.
active wildfires
What is they doing right here, people? What is he doing? He's the one who's setting the fire. That's what you need to understand. That's not water.
93 active wildfires.
Is that water he's spraying on it? That little thing on his back? Is that you come to fight fire with? I don't think so, people. They're the one who's setting the fire. Don't be stupid.
Fires burning in Siberia. Over 2.8 million acres destroyed.
Wow.
Some villages in the region
Wow.
evacuated.
Wow.
In America's West, record heat, drought, and strong winds feeding blazes like the
No,
big
but where the blaze come from? Just stop being stupid, man. You're talking about heat and the wind flew the fire, but what fire? Where's the fire come from? It just appear because the place so hot? Come on, people, it's bullshit.
fire up in Northern California. Now, the largest singular fire in the state's history.
Wow, you see?
It's a leveled ghost town out here. The surrounding
Look at
areas
this shit.
still
It's
threatened.
fake, people. The background is a fakery. That's what you need to know. All news reporter is fakers.
The air air difficult to breathe. Because of the multiple
But of
hazards,
course
officials
you're
say it could
breathing
be weeks before families are allowed to return.
Wow.
The 8 largest fires in California have all occurred in the past 4 years.
Wow.
Unprecedented
Wow.
116-degree heat in the Pacific Northwest
that?
and
They're the
all-time
one who
record
doing
highs in
it.
Canada, causing hundreds of deaths earlier this summer.
Wow.
And if it's not record heat and fires, it's flooding. Yet again, Venice's iconic St. Mark's Square covered in water far
You
earlier.
see, people, why is this happening and drought on the next side? Is it because of global warming? Ask yourself that, man. Use your common sense. I ain't doing nothing but waking you up so you can use your common sense. I'm not the enemies here. I'm not the enemy. You understand that? Pay attention right here. Why would it be flooding right here in Italy and somewhere else don't get a drop of rain? They call it drought. Why, people? Is it because of global warming? Know what it doing so much? It know where to put the drought and know where to put the water? No, people, it's trash. The whole thing is made up. They got a big old agenda coming in the name of global warming.
In the year than normal. These horrifying scenes from China. Commuters trapped in chest-deep water in
All
train cars.
bullshit.
Streets transformed into rivers after record rainfall in the center of the country.
How high was the water up to here?
Watching. Yes, look.
I was in Germany just 3 weeks ago, the site of devastating floods after a once-in-1,000-year rainstorm killed at least 100.
Once in 1,000-year rainfall. They're trying to tell you that 1,000 years ago, they have a rainfall like this. Did they call it global warming 1,000 years ago? I already told you, people, they're full of shit.
60 people.
There's so many people dead.
They're the one who killed
They
them.
don't expect people to die in a flood in Germany.
Why
Buildings
not?
in this medieval
Why not? Everything is possible now. I'll tell you that right now. Don't be sitting someplace, be like, no, it don't flood right here. Oh, no, hurricane don't come here. Oh, we don't have earthquake right here. You better wake up. In this new world order, anything can happen anywhere. It kind of proves to you, if you have brain, that it's them doing it. Just wake up.
town around since before the 15th century
See?
were once thought to be able to stand the test
Go back.
before the
You
15th
see that? That's the Freemason ego right there. That's what it's there for, people. All of them is the same. They're tied to the Freemasonry.
century were once thought to be able to stand the test of time. Now, potentially destroyed by one flood.
From floods that wipe out entire towns
They're
to
the one who
fires that
doing
leave
it.
forests and homes burned, covered in ash, still smoldering. These extreme, once-in-a-lifetime, unprecedented events
Once
are
in
now
a
becoming common.
lifetime.
And scientists all point to one
You
thing.
hear that, people? Scientists, the fuckers that brainwashing in everything. Every fucking major psyop, there is a scientist at the head of it. You see that? Scientists telling you about this global warming. Of course, that's what they're doing. Brainwashing the dumb people.
Climate change.
It is indisputable
Of course, they go
that
your
human
scientists.
activities are causing climate change and making extreme weather events more frequent
Wow.
and severe.
Wow.
Second, it shows that climate change is affecting every region on our planet.
The
Wow.
UN's report confirming in the strongest language ever that the world is warming at a rate unprecedented in the last
Hear
2
that they mention warming. It's warming, people. The whole problem that they have is the earth is warming. Wow. So the heat rise. Remember this, people. The heat rise and turn into clouds. Remember that shit. Supposedly the heat gonna rise and the moisture gonna become rain. Why it's so hot in these places and no rainfall? Does that make sense, people? Where's the heat go? It don't rise and become precipitation and fall like rain? This is bullshit right here.
1,000 years. And the
Where's
report
the
says
steam?
we, humans,
There you go.
are to blame.
Humans is to be blamed. And you see what they show you? Trash on the ground. All the fuck trash on the ground had something to do with the earth eating up people. I can't hear you. I show you this is a hoax, man. I said, why is these bottles on the ground, these dirty stuff, these trash, change the fucking global warming? Why would it turn heat? Why would this turn heat right here on the ground? Is that real? No, people, it's just scare tactics again. Just remember, I tell you, a big old scare tactics come with this one right here, the global warming
Humans
bullshit.
are to blame. Our actions have us at the breaking
Our
point.
actions,
Even
we don't make the plastic bottle. You think a regular person making plastic bottles and put water in them? Wow.
If we meet the goals of the Paris Climate Agreement to limit warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius.
Wow.
1.5 degrees
Wow,
Celsius.
they know exactly how much they're gonna reduce it to people. That tell you they're full of shit. Wow, we're not dealing with dummies here, man. Are we? Come on, man. So they know exactly the temperature that they're gonna drop it to people? Wow. 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 So so what you telling the peoples to do after you sell them all of these fucking cars? What you want them to do? What? Just buy them and just keep them at home? And don't drive them? What is the problem? I don't get it, people. This is dumb.
There was this
This is
ideally
dumb.
from the Paris Agreement, we would try to keep warming below that level.
Well, how?
That looks like a pretty big challenge at this point.
Some impacts of climate change.
People, and I show you with the fireworks that they have every fucking minute. Every time they come up with another holiday, 4th of July, yes, New Year's Eve, and they let off all those fucking bombs that they show you that you need to let off for Independent and New Year's. You see that, people? Did you get it or not? It take 3 days, people, no lie, for the smoke to clear. I never see that in my life. I think it's because of the pandemic and people feel like, yeah, we locked up and we kind of in a little bondage. Let's just go fireworks. People spend millions and billions of dollars on that fireworks shit. You understand? Just to set off the money and watch it burn. They set off all those fucking bombs in the sky and the smoke stay there for over 3 days. Fog up the whole place, people. They never say a word. They never say a word about global warming no more. You don't believe me? There was real fog sitting there for days. Nobody say nothing about global warming. But here we go, people. Your car gonna make the world flood. What a dumb shit, people.
Now irreversible.
Wow.
Our behavior has altered our oceans,
Our
changed
behavior.
our planet's glaciers.
Look, people, it is bullshit, and I already told you. If anything that you see frozen right there was water before, and if it was water before and now it's frozen, what the fuck is the problem? It never flooded before, right there. Why it gonna flood when this ice melt? Are you dumb or what, people? It is garbage. 100% trash. Don't buy
Greenland,
into
the
it.
amount of ice that melted in the space of one day in July could cover the
bullshit.
entire state
It's
of...
bullshit, people, and if you notice, you can see rocks beneath the white because it is frozen mountain, not ice. Nobody's stupid, and that's not the Antarctic. This is Alaska right there. They went and take these frozen mountain right next to the fucking frozen water and fooling the dumb
Florida in
masses.
2 inches of water. And no
There you
matter
go.
what we do, the
Look at
ice
this
melt.
right here. What gonna happen? What gonna happen if this ice melt? You gonna flood the whole wide world? The people dumb on earth, man. I told you, you're stupid.
And no matter what we do, the ice melt is going to continue and get worse.
Wow.
Changes in ice sheets,
Wow.
deep ocean temperature, and
Wow.
acidification.
So that's the ice that keeping the temperature cool? This is bullshit, people. You don't understand or what, people? You believe that that's the ice that keeping the whole wide world cool? Wow, this is a joke, man.
Continue for
This is a
centuries to
real
thousands
joke.
of years.
And I ain't gonna lie to you, people. Even though it's hot right now, no lie, where I'm at. I've been in some year where the temperature is every single day. It's 100 and change, 100 plus. I don't see that no more. All I see is 90s and 90s and 90s. Not one time this year it hit 100, people. And the same thing last year. No 100 degree in the whole fucking summer. Do you believe that? And some 7 years ago or some 5-7 years ago back, we can remember the place is 100 and change every day. Steam coming out of the earth. Not even at night it didn't cool down. So it's not getting worse, people. It's bullshit. They're brainwashing you. You better wake up.
Meaning that they are irreversible in our
Irreversible
lifetime and
is
will
bullshit.
continue for generations to come.
The report
bullshit.
concluding sea level rise may be one
You
of the
see?
single biggest
It's
problems.
bullshit, people. Bam! The single biggest problem is sea level rise, and I can debunk that bullshit, you hear me? There's no sea level gonna rise. What's wrong with the people? You're dumb or what? The only thing you're gonna see is surge from the sea. The sea do have surge. When the sea basically rise up a little bit and you get all waves coming in. That's not everyday shit. Do you understand that? The people need to wake up. Don't make them fool you talking about the sea gonna rise enough to cover the earth, the whole wide earth. Is bullshit, people. Are you dumb? What kind of ice is that holding up the whole wide world? It is trash. And it's way in Antarctica where nobody can see. Nobody ever see that fucking place. Do you know if it even exists? The people is just stupid. You're gonna take a big old hoax from somewhere that don't exist? Do you believe that the Antarctica that they're showing you right here with ice, do you really do believe it exists? You better wake your ass up. Why the fuck you can't go there? What's up with the Antarctic Treaty where 52 countries signed it that they're not gonna go right here? They don't want nobody there because it's a part of the so-called environment, delicate part of the environment, and it responsible for the world, basically the world basically holding up. You understand? Right here. It is a fucking hoax. Don't believe nothing from there. Tell them that you take a flight and go see this place. Told you're full of shit.
For the
You're
rest
full
of
of
the
shit.
21st century.
You can't fool everybody.
Suddenly,
Get out of here.
Stop the increase in warming. You're going to still see melting for decades to come.
What's different about this report? Well, just how confident scientists are about the conclusions.
Yeah, that? I guess it's the melted ice caused this fucking flood. How did the melted ice got something to do with the flood, people? How is the melted ice got something to do with this fucking fire? It is bullshit.
This report was produced by over 200 scientists from 65 countries.
And they're all full of shit. There's no scientist that you should trust. They're all full of shit. 200, that's 2-1. Just remember that. And of course, they mentioned the 9/11 coding. That's how they do it.
100 scientists from 65 countries.
Of course, 65 is 11.
They worked for 3 years together to assess huge amounts of scientific information. Over 14,000 studies and research papers.
Data from the past 8 years has the scientific community more confident than ever.
Look what they're doing. Of course they're confident. Look what they're doing to make sure that it is the ice melting and gonna cause global warming. Pay attention right here.
That humans are the cause of
Humans
what's happening to our planet.
Who you call
But
human?
it doesn't have to be this way. While more warming
Look,
is expected.
people, they're showing you bottles. They're showing you this right here. I told you, this is dumb right here, man. So the solar panel, remember, you can't pay for this fucking shit right here to run your whole house. And they got a new thing they call Generic that they basically using solar panel to run your home for backup generator. And they tell you can't use it for long. Why not? Why you can't just tell electric man, hey, I don't need you no more and run your home off this? I told you already, the earth is designed just like that, people. Why you think they're giving you that gas? Where it come from? They're the one who make it. The people not understand, they make the gas and they give you all those cars where the gas have to run off. How much electric car you know? Tesla? And I already told you there's not enough charging boot for that shit. You can't drive it too far away from your home. You got limited range. It might run out of fucking electric and just stop on you. You understand? That's how it is. So I'm saying why they can't make a proper electric car? Because they want you to use the gas and then they're blaming you. What a dumb shit.
In the coming decades, it's not too late to change trends if humanity changes behaviors now.
Humanity changes behavior.
We can't undo the mistakes of the past. This generation can make the systemic changes that will stop the planet.
Just because you don't have solar panel at your home, all of a sudden you're causing global warming.
Wow. Help everyone adapt so that
you need to stop drive car and ride bikes. Is this dumb people? How they gonna do this? And they're selling all these cars. Why they doing this, people? They're in backwards. Can you see it or what? Who making cars, man? Somebody please tell me. You think it's a regular people? They're like, yeah, I could make a car. Why not? Somebody could make up, can put this shit together, a regular person, and be like, yeah, I can make a car, design a car, but where Where you gonna go with it? You see any new cars on the market? It's the same old fucking cars. The label, the same name, the same brand. A car's been around forever. Do you believe that, people? Where is the new brand of cars? It's the same people making them. Just remember that shit. Just give them different names.
Conditions and create
Look at this.
a world of peace.
Yeah, you can't have this in the city. You can't have this in the city. In city limit, you have to live in the country to even use a wind turbine. Who make those laws? Same people who scream global warming. You see it, people? They're full of shit.
A world of peace, prosperity,
Yes.
and equity.
It's bullshit.
Climate change
All
is
bullshit.
here now, but we are also here now. And if we don't act,
They're full of shit, and I'm gonna tell you something. You can't make house out of board, sticks. You remember the story with the so-called what they were saying, the bears in the home? You can't make your home out of sticks, man. Are you kidding me, man? The wolf gonna blow it down. They're the one who tell you that story, people. You can't make these homes, man, out of damn plaster polish. You sheetrock, people. Sheetrock and sticks. I can't believe they do that, man. Of course, a little tornado passed through. You wrap up the whole thing like a bowl of rubbish. This is a joke. You can't build out of the sticks. Wow.
A call to action tonight from the United
Call
Nations.
to
Maggie
action.
Rulli joins us now from
Wow.
Greece. And Maggie, as we saw in your piece, you've been in 2 disaster zones just in the past few weeks there in Greece, and of course the
They're
flooding
full
in
of shit.
Germany. These extreme weather events taking such an emotional toll on these communities. How are people that you're talking to responding to it all?
How they gonna respond? The
Oh, yeah,
people?
Lindsay, emotional is the perfect word to describe it. No matter where we are, we always hear the same thing. People tell us they're exhausted, they're angry, and they're scared. Here in Greece, people are tired. They're exhausted. The fires here on this island alone have
This
been...
is bullshit, people. Move. First, let me show you something right here. Hold on. Now, this right here, as you can see, they're the one who's setting the fire. Are the people stupid? You believe that this blazing fire going on and you doing this right here? They're the one who set the fire. Just remember that shit. And then they come and show this big old CGI fire on TV. Show you houses and cars and everything burning. Like people is that dumb to sit there and let a fire come and catch them. Didn't even get a chance to drive away their fucking car. What a dumb shit for the people. Look at this. They're the one who's setting the fire right there. And then they scream global warming and fooling the people. You see that big fire that it left behind? That's what they do. You better wake up. There's no fucking real fire. No real wildfire out there in California. It's just a show they're putting on for the masses. They're the one who set the fucking fire and tell you it's just nature. Global warming. What a dumb shit. Look at this. Why is he doing this shit right here? Setting the whole fucking place ablaze. And he did it from all the way over there. As you could see it burning. Why they doing this? They're the one who set the fire. Bam. Hold on. Hold on.
For 2.5 million years,
Wow,
the Earth's
2.5 million years? You're not supposed to take that from no human beings. Are you stupid or what, people? They don't even live to see 100. How can they tell you about 2.5 million years ago? It is bullshit, people. Stop letting them brainwash you.
climate has fluctuated, cycling from ice ages to warmer periods.
You see?
But in the last century, the planet's temperature has risen unusually fast, about 1.2 to 1.4 degrees Fahrenheit.
Wow.
Scientists believe it's human activity that's driving
Yeah,
the
that human activity, and it's coming from scientists.
temperatures up, a process known as global warming.
You hear that?
Ever since the Industrial Revolution began,
Listen.
factories, power plants, and eventually cars have burned fossil fuels
Yeah,
such as
that-
oil and coal.
Yes, burning fossil fuel, the one they say come from the earth. From bones, people. Bones and trees. They're from millions of years ago. And that's where they get fossil fuel from. You believe them? They're full of shit. And I'm going to ask you again, people. Why would they still making cars to use this gas? The one that causing the global warming. There is nothing else can run cars. You better wake your ass up. This all by design.
Releasing huge amounts of carbon dioxide and other gases into the atmosphere.
All right.
These greenhouse gases trap heat near the Earth through a naturally occurring process called the greenhouse effect.
Yeah, bam. That's another thing you need to understand, people. They tell you about a greenhouse effect and they tell you you're living on a fucking spinning ball. How would you come up with a house on a ball? Huh? Is a ball you call a house? Greenhouse effect. So they're trying to tell you that the air that's going around never leave the earth. That means you're in a trap environment. But hold on. The earth made naturally to breathe. That's what you need to understand. Just like you see the seawater active. It's alive. Any dead water gonna stink. And no fish gonna live in there. That's what you need to understand. The sea itself breathing the earth air. That's what you need to understand. The whole earth is breathing. That means this is not possible. So talking about green earth effect. Are you kidding me? You think you can run out of oxygen with the AC running in your home? No, people, it is bullshit.
The greenhouse effect begins with the sun and the energy it radiates to the earth.
You hear that?
The earth and the atmosphere absorb some of this energy, while the rest is radiated back into space.
You hear that, people? You hear that, people? Some of the air, the heat, radiate to space, but the clouds still float around like you're living in a fucking dome. What I say? The cloud should have gone. Why is the cloud don't go out of space, people? Nobody dumb. It's a spinning ball. It's moving. Why would the cloud line out in the sky, people? Why? Because there's a top. There is a top. That's why the cloud don't rise further than where you see it's at. You understand that, people? Now they're going to tell you that heat come out, it sit there for a while, and then it come back in. And that's where you get the heat from. You believe that shit? Wow.
Naturally occurring gases in the atmosphere trap some of this energy and reflect it back, warming the earth.
It's bullshit,
Scientists
people.
now believe that the greenhouse effect is being intensified by the extra greenhouse gases that humans have released.
Wow.
Evidence for global warming includes a recent string of very warm years. Scientists report that 1998 was the warmest year in measured history.
You hear that, people? 1998. And now you have 2021. So what happened? Why is the time 1998 was other than 2000 and 2019? Why? Why is it why it wasn't be harder? Why are we moving along year to year to year? It is bullshit.
With 2005 coming in second.
You see?
Meanwhile, readings taken from ice cores show that the greenhouse gases carbon dioxide
from ice core, it is bullshit, people. Wake your ass up.
And methane have hit their highest levels in the past 420,000 years.
Of course, you know.
Arctic sea ice is also
Look
shrinking.
at this bullshit about sea
According
ice.
to NASA studies, the extent of Arctic...
According to NASA study, and they show you a round ball with a patch of white right there, people. Why you believe this shit? You believe this is real? Everybody dumb on earth. That's why they give you this, man. There's no way out for you. You understand? And I already told you there's no way I can save anybody. I can't save everybody. A lot of people gonna believe this shit right here. The global warming is a big old agenda. They're gonna use it to run a mind game on you. You're gonna buy it.
Sea ice has declined about 10% in the last 30 years.
Of course they know.
As long as industrialized nations consume energy and developing countries increase their fossil fuel consumption, the concentration of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere will continue to rise.
So you wanna tell me that what if tomorrow I wake up and I don't drive my car? What gonna happen? They're gonna stop make gas? The people are just stupid, man.
Researchers predict that temperatures will increase about 2 to 10 degrees Fahrenheit by the end of the century.
Of course
What's less certain is what rising temperatures mean for the planet. Some climate models predict subtle changes. Others forecast rising sea levels, which could
people? The rising sea level is bullshit. That's what you need to understand. There's no way the sea level gonna rise. If you notice, if you put down a bucket of water and leave it there for long enough, the water gonna dry the fuck out. You understand that? Yeah, well, the sea's not gonna dry up, but it's also not gonna expand. You understand? Bam.
Coastal areas around the world. Weather patterns could change, making hurricanes more frequent.
See? Why would that have something to do with global warming, people? The fucking hurricane. Why? Wow.
Droughts could become more common in warm areas. and species unable to adapt to the changing conditions
Yeah, there you
would
go
face
with the
extinction.
fake polar bear.
Although much
Or
remains to be
panda.
learned about global warming, many organizations advocate cutting greenhouse gas emissions to reduce the impact of global warming.
Let's listen what
Consumers can help.
what's a solution. Pay attention and see if they're gonna give you one, because it's gonna have something to do with you. You gotta sacrifice. You gotta pull something back, and it's them making all of them shit that you're using.
By saving energy around the house,
You hear that?
switching to
You
compact.
hear that, people? I told you. And a lot of people don't have no damn sense, man. What you think this gonna do? What you think? What's the difference between this and the other bulb? What does that do? They tell you reduce you use a current. You think so? It is bullshit, people. So now you have to dig deeper in your pocket to go with this so-called global warming trend. You see that? I told you it was gonna cost you.
Fluorescent light bulbs,
There you
and
go.
driving fewer miles in the car each week.
You drive fewer miles. Oh my goodness.
It's time for your daily reminder on the impending apocalypse. I'm sorry
You
if
hear
it
that?
sounds scary,
They
but
call it apocalypse, people. Pay attention.
that's the intention. The gentle reminders are
Huh?
not scary, but that's the intention. The gentle reminders
That's
have
the
not worked, you
intention,
see.
to be
Half-hearted
scary.
summits have not worked. Maybe scary warnings will. And this one is pretty straightforward. Our seas are rising, our islands are sinking, and
Wow.
pretty soon entire countries will be extinct.
You hear that, people? Entire countries will be extinct. You believe that, people? Countries gonna disappear underwater because of what? The ice melting at where? Antarctica. The- Wow, this place is like, I tell you, man, this is weird, man. You really believe in that shit, people? It's just like the city of Atlantis. It's not real.
It does not get scarier than this. For most of the world, yesterday's climate report was a warning.
Yes.
Act
climate
now
report.
or prepare for the worst.
Act
But
now.
for small island
Who they
nations,
talking?
it was a death knell.
Who is they talking to, people? Who is they talking to about act now? Who is they talking to? I'm going to remind you, we don't make no cars. We don't have none of those chemical plants. Who the fuck is they talking to?
It may already be too late to help them. The climate report said we can stop global warming
them.
by halting emissions, but
Them.
experts say sea levels would still rise because climate change is not a switch.
Wow.
Results will take years, if not decades. So island nations across the world are clubbing together and appealing for urgent action. They're represented by the Alliance of Small Island States. There are 39 members, including
Wow.
Singapore,
Of course it's 39. Called in.
Seychelles, Fiji, Papua New Guinea, Cuba, the Bahamas. These nations are spread all over the planet,
Wow.
and they're on the front lines of climate change.
Wow.
I'll give you the example of Kiribati, a tiny nation in the Pacific. It is made up of 3 archipelagos.
Listen.
The tallest one is just 6 feet over the sea,
Of course, all called in 6 feet over the sea.
over sea level.
Over sea level.
If the water rises by 3 feet, 2/3 of Kiribati could be
all called in.
submerged.
You hear that?
For these people, climate change is not a conspiracy
You hear
theory.
that?
They see it every day.
It's bullshit, but they see it every day. Nobody live there. It's bullshit. A lot of times they tell you about these little islands. You believe that it exists? Everybody just live in this cloud of fucking deception, man. Don't believe nothing that come from them. Period. Point blank.
Charge floods and hybrid cyclones.
Hybrid
So it's time to stop putting a to-do stamp on climate change because the dangers are imminent. Not in some distant future. The United Nations estimates that temperatures will rise.
Look at what they're showing you right here, people. Look at what they're showing you. It's nothing but CGI from NASA. Don't be dumb, people. It is CGI. What is this going on right here? If the sea frozen and then the sea melt, what the fuck gonna happen, people? I already told you, if you have a glass of water and you put some ice in it, once it don't float over, when you put in the ice, when the ice melt, there's no fucking way it's gonna float over. You get it? Just wake your ass up, and the weight of the ice already determine the fucking level of the water. Move.
1.5 degrees Celsius in the next 2 decades. At this rate, seas will rise by half
Look
a
at what
meter.
they're showing you from back in the days, people. Look what they're showing you, and even in black and white. Wow, they show you blue right
in the
there.
next 2 decades. At
Now
this
they
rate,
show you in black and white with ice sitting right there. Oh, with this ice farm, people. Where did it come from? People just stupid on the
seas will
earth.
rise by half a meter
Wow.
in this century. I'm talking about a modest scenario. What if things get worse? Then sea levels could rise by up to 2 meters.
So what happened if this piece of ice that floating right here in the water melt? Because it gonna melt. Because it's sitting in water. It gonna melt. So when it melt, what gonna happen? New York gonna flood? First of all, you better understand New York water is fake water. That's what you need to know. Some water that they put there. Talking about New York City gonna flood. Yes, and the Hudson. The Hudson's a fake fucking river. 100% in you believe. They call it the Hudson River. You believe it's a sea?
The end of this century, that's more than 6 feet. Do
She
you know what
is
that
not
means?
connected to the
whole
sea,
of
people.
Kiribati could disappear in this century.
Wow.
Same for the Maldives.
Wow.
All of its coral islands are below 6 feet elevation.
Yes, of course. All 6 feet elevation. People, it's bullshit. It's 100% crap. Remember, you're living on a spinning ball. Keep that in mind. The same people right here that's feeding you this garbage. They tell you you're living on a spinning ball. Then they're talking about sea level. I should laugh myself to death doing this video, man. Sea level. Why would you mention sea level and you're talking about you're living on a ball? What point on a ball is level, people? Come on. Come on.
They could all disappear in this century. We're talking about millions of people displaced. A new generation of climate refugees.
Wow.
Who will take them in?
Refugees.
Who will give them jobs and feed them? The fact is, climate change is more expensive than climate action.
Wow, people, I'm telling you right now, man. Where they going with this fucker right here, I tell you, it's deeper than you think. I know a lot of people sit there and be like, nah, they can't do nothing. Wait, people. I think they're going to use the so-called climate change to end the world. I'm going to leave you with that right there. That's what they're doing, people. You're going to see your signs and wonders. You're going to see all these disasters in strange places that you never seen them before. They're the one who doing it. I'm gone.